Climate protesters. Can't live with them, can't live without them. These days, you got a lot of climate protesters out there. You've seen the videos. You've seen them glue their hands to the street, blocking traffic. You've seen them defacing priceless paintings. You've seen them throw their temper tantrums at public events. They're everywhere. They're there, they're here, they're there, they're over there. They're everywhere. Can't live with them, can't live without them.
Can't live with them, can't live without them.
So yeah, today we're talking about climate protesters, people. We're going to be watching some videos of climate protesters, getting into the mind of a climate protester. See what they're really thinking. Try and understand them. Try and figure out why the heck they're protesting the climate. I mean, from what I heard and the news sources that I've seen over the past years of my life, is that the world is getting hotter.
The earth is magically getting hotter.
The oceans are getting higher.
Right.
And there's animals that are dying.
Kill me! Kill me!
Bad stuff, people. Bad stuff. But the way that these climate protesters are protesting, I think it's pretty reasonable to say that I feel like they could be doing it in a better way, as opposed to what they're doing right now, right? We can kind of level on that, right?
Wrong.
So let's go ahead and jump into the high tides of the high sea levels of climate protesters. And let's get heated, kind of like the world. This first video we got is called Climate Activists Disrupt Airport Traffic in Germany. That surely won't piss anybody off because everybody loves getting their flight delayed, right?
Air traffic came to a standstill at 2 airports in Germany when climate activists blocked the runways. It's the latest stunt by Last Generation. This time they were protesting the most polluting form of transportation, air travel. Reports say activists were able to get onto the runway at the airport in Hamburg and glue themselves to the runway. In Dusseldorf, activists cut through a fence and blocked an access route to that runway. They reportedly delayed departing flights for hours and prevented arriving flights from landing.
I mean, can you imagine if one of these planes that couldn't land ends up running out of fuel, nowhere to land, so they crash land and they all die? And these climate activists are just sitting there with their hands glued to the runway watching this happen. Like, oh, that's too bad. Yeah. Moving on to the next clip. Just Stop Oil protester storms table at World Snooker Championships. Snooker, snooker, snooker. Stop being a little sneaky snooker.
I'm a slithery little sneaky snake.
Let's watch this clip, huh?
Drop her 4.
I'm sitting here trying to figure out what exactly he poured on the table. Is that like Kool-Aid, orange powder? Like, do these protesters actually think these people that are watching this snooker match are sitting there? You know what? Although I am mildly frustrated you disrupted my snooker match, I am going to stop using oil. Thank you. Like, that's what's going through the minds of these protesters. They really think they're going to change people's minds, but in actuality, they're just pissing people off more. Like, if anything, I'm going to use more oil after watching this. JK. Can't afford it.
I'm broke as a joke.
All right, moving on to the next clip here. Climate protesters throw soup on Van Gogh painting. That is a fantastic way of getting your point across. Throwing soup on a priceless painting.
Security.
Get your little glue out. Glue your hands. Everybody watch us.
Their hands are on the wall. I mean, I would have picked a more comfortable glue position with my hand personally. So, I mean, after a while, that's got to get a bit uncomfortable, yeah? I would do more of a, maybe one of these, right? I don't know. I'm just thinking long-term comfortability with the glue. Doesn't seem too comforting. I don't know.
What is worth more, art or life? Is it worth more than food? Worth more than justice? Are you more concerned about the protection of a painting or the protection of our planet and people? The cost of living crisis is part of the cost of oil crisis.
I mean, look at these two fine human beings here. Just cream of the crop, huh? They look real healthy. I love how this one is just holding up the Heinz tomato soup can. Maybe they're marketers from Heinz, honestly. Maybe this is some sort of guerrilla marketing campaign by Heinz. You ever think about that? Genius. I mean, it kind of looks a little appetizing, the Heinz tomato soup on the painting. I'm getting a little hungry for Heinz tomato soup.
Millions of people are dying in monsoons, wildfires, and severe drought.
Wow, quite a performance. Quite a performance. Bravo. I'm going to stop using oil now. Great job. And I'm going to start buying more Heinz tomato soup. So thank you, Heinz. Great job. Okay, so up next we got something here called climate activists pour black liquid into Rome's Trevi fountain. I'm sure people will be happy to see that. If you really want to make a change, climate activists, why don't you go reduce your own carbon footprint, jump into a volcano? I'm just kidding. Don't kill yourself. But honestly, if you want to make a change, why don't you pledge, make a lifelong pledge to never fart again? Eat your own poop, drink your own pee, never flush the toilet again. Little things, right? Little things.
Hallo. Wo wollen Sie kommen?
Menschen hungern, Menschen frieren, Menschen sterben.
This is her big moment. You know, she was probably practicing this speech in front of a mirror all last night. This dude on the right is probably like, dude, I'm gonna totally get laid after this. Yeah. Am I surprised he has a man bun? No, not at all. All right, this next one is about a guy. Climate protesters glue themselves to famous paintings. More glue and more paintings to deface. Who would have known? I mean, these climate protesters sure are wasting a lot of glue and tomato soup and mashed potatoes or whatnot in a lot of cases. Those could have gone to families in need who needed glue who needed tomato soup and potatoes for actual practical purposes. If you're talking about starving families, why don't you do a soup drive? Soup drive. Collect soup and give it to families in need. I don't know, just an idea. And then maybe when you're giving those families in need the soup, you give them a pamphlet, or you say, hey, Earth is dying, be aware. Instead of taking that soup and throwing it on these paintings, these beautiful paintings. Just an idea. I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are sorry for the disruption. Leonardo da Vinci said, out of all the sciences, art is the queen of communication. And now, more than ever in this day and age, communication of the truth and of the experience of humanity.
At least, I guess they're not gluing it on the actual painting. I mean, that's the Last Supper. That's like one of the most famous paintings in the world. I mean, they're also doing graffiti here. You got some guy who sounds like he's in a play in London.
Get your hand off my penis!
Everybody, we don't want to be doing this. We're here to lose this painting, this beautiful painting, because we're terrified for our future.
I mean, that guy was being honest. He said he didn't want to be here doing this. And he's terrified of the future. The fear, that's what it is. They're afraid of the future. They're afraid that, the world's going to blow up. Something like that. You know what I say? Let it blow up. Okay? Bring it on. Come on. Show me what you got. I, for one, am looking forward to the world blowing up. So I'm going to stand there on my porch and I'm going to say, bring it on, bitch.
You'll never take me alive!
I'm going to fight against the floods. I'm going to fight against the hurricanes. I'm going to fight against the earthquakes. They ain't going to stop me. So I say, bring it on. Starvation? I got my Twinkies. Don't worry about me.
Stark a reimagined version of the Haywain that demonstrates our road to disaster. It shows the destructive nature of our addiction to oil.
Y'all got some oil? Y'all got some oil over there? Just need a little fix. It's not that we're addicted to oil. It's that it just makes everything more convenient. I'll take convenience over less of a day on earth, okay? That's just how lazy I am. And as an American, it's my God-given right to be lazy and love my convenience and be arrogant. So, booyah, Grandma.
Booyah.
Climate activists glued their hands to sports cars to protest the automotive industry. Members of the group Extinction Rebellion went to the Paris Motor Show.
Extinction Rebellion. Be a great name for a metal band. You know, I guarantee you these climate protesters have actually never drove a Ferrari before. If they did drive a Ferrari, they would take back everything they've done here today. They'd be like, you know what? This is actually pretty cool. Let's just let the earth do its thing and people do their thing. I'm done with this stuff. I get it now.
Oh my God. I get it.
Let's see here. German climate protester glues hand to street. This looks interesting. I mean, why? Just why? The dude's probably gonna have to lose his hand now. There's no way he's not causing irreparable damage to his hand, gluing into the concrete like that. I mean, that looks freaking gnarly. They shouldn't even have drilled it out. They should just left him there. That's what they should do with these people that glue themselves to these things. Just leave them. Like, okay, you made your point. See you later. And then they're just stuck there forever. I mean, hey, it's all for the cause. The Earth's going to die anyway. What's one more person to add to that mix, right? You're dying for your cause. You're the best protester in the world. You get a ribbon now. Good job. You get your trophy for being the best climate protester. Good job. That's all it really is these climate protesters are just really trying to one-up each other. They're all just trying to look more and more virtuous. Like, did you see what Cindy did? She glued her hand to a painting. Oh, dude, that's nothing. Billy over here glued his hand to a street and his dick. What? Yeah, he's gonna lose both. Right on.
Yes!
Yeah, that's the sort of laugh you want to run far, far away from. Let's see what her sign says. They're gonna show it? I don't understand the whole breast showing thing when it comes to protests. Like, especially with climate change. Like, what is that gonna solve? Like, can you imagine Rosa Parks sitting in the front of the bus and just flashing her tits the whole time? What is going on?
And muddy in front of the Italian Senate. This was just one of the climate demonstrations that took place across Europe on Tuesday.
What's showing your boobs going to solve? All that's going to solve is dudes standing there being like, oh, boobs. Nice. Oh, boobs? Okay. They're not going to pay attention to your message. They're just going to pay attention to your boobs. If anything, the boobs is disrupting the focus. Like, I'm not going to walk out of that protest thinking about saving the world. I'm going to walk out of that protest thinking about the pair of boobs I saw.
Boobs. That's just like what girls got.
I've had it with these climate protesters. I'm done with them, okay? I'm going to stop the video and protest it right now. Because right now, I'm burning fuel. I don't know what kind of fuel I'm burning. Energy fuel, which is made by electricity, which in turn is generated by some pump of some kind, which is using the earth in some way, shape, or form. So I'm going to end this video for the earth, okay? But hey, if you're going to protest, don't block traffic. Don't glue your hand to a painting or throw tomato soup on it. Unless you're a Heinz marketer.